Matt, what are your thoughts on the Minecraft cave update? Hi guys, welcome back to another Q&A where Angelina was on holiday. It's just myself and I've decided to do things a little bit differently. 15 minutes on the timer. I'm going to try and go through as many of your questions as possible. You've left them in the community tab on a Wednesday evening. I'm going to get this ready. Right, producer Ryan, are we ready? 15 minutes. I've got the iPad in front of me. Let's go. First off, it's just a couple of underscores for a username who said, should the Liverpool versus Everton game be postponed if more Liverpool players test positive for COVID? It should be postponed regardless of which team's players test positive, up to a certain amount. I think in Serie A, the rule is 13. If less than 13 members are fully fit, you can postpone. If not, no, I don't think it should be. I know why Liverpool fans are saying that, because Sadio Mane's out and you got spanked 7-2 by Aston Villa. That's going to happen this season at various points. I don't think you can just cancel it because Liverpool fans really want it. Next up, Utkarsh Bagri has said, Griezmann is playing out of position again. Ronald Koeman spoke a lot about how Griezmann should be playing as a striker, but hasn't given Barca fans what he promised. What's your take on this issue? If Griezmann plays as a striker, should Messi go back to playing at right wing or as a number 10 with Dembele and Fati? Love from India. Thank you, Utkarsh. Lionel Messi playing out on right wing just leaves the team so unbalanced. We saw it in the Champions League. We saw it last season. He doesn't work hard enough to be part of a defensive block once Barcelona don't have the ball in that right wing position. For me, the only way that Messi can properly fit in this team and Barcelona can build around him is that if he plays as a number 10. So I agree with you. Number 10, key player, have Fati, Dembele, Trincao, whoever else you want out wide, right? Griezmann through the middle in Suarez's position. And make sure that when you're defending, you have two banks of four, Griezmann covering the centre-backs, and Messi's kind of in the middle, not doing too much damage. As soon as you have Messi out wide and not tracking back, the whole of the system gets completely and utterly flawed, and I think we saw that. Ariel Alfaro, answer these. Hot dogs or hamburgers? Hamburgers. Chips or popcorn? Chips. Pizza or pasta? Pasta. Pie or cake? Ooh, pie or cake? Isn't some pie a cake and some cake technically a pie? I don't know what the difference is. I'm going to go pie. Right, let's move on to a few more. Ashkat Kurana said, do you think there will be 2 new entries in the top 6 this season? Everton, Arsenal, Leeds, Aston Villa. I'm sorry, this is really, I've seen this so many times. Guys, stop saying Aston Villa for the top 6. Yes, they had a fantastic victory against Liverpool, but no. They're far more likely to still be fighting a relegation fight in the top 6. They were brilliant against Liverpool. Very good signs for the future. Barkley's a brilliant signing. Grealish looks fantastic. Ollie Watkins as well. But come on, let's think realistically. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. As for Everton, a little bit more likely. Leeds, no, despite the fact they've had a good start to the season. And Arsenal, yes, definitely a top 6 contender. Ariane Katyayan has said, after signing of Ruben Dias, should City play a back line of Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte, Walker, or maybe Cancelo, Laporte, Diaz, Walker, or Ake, Laporte, Diaz, Cancelo? That's an interesting one. Personally, I don't find João Cancelo very good. I think he's been pretty poor since he joined Manchester City. They swapped him for Danilo, who also wasn't very good. Kyle Walker is a good right back, a bit suspect defensively, but his recovery speed is just insane. And I don't see Nathan Ake as a good left wing back. He's not an attacking wing back like Angelina is, who's now on loan at RB Leipzig for the season. Like, Ake is more of a left defender. Like, he'll be in that position, but he'll do mainly the kind of defensive stuff. He's not really bombing forward like Kyle Walker on the other side, or Cancelo would. I'm going to go with the first one. Wow, Paul Friedrich said, who do you think would win, a Klopp-coached City or a Pep-coached Liverpool? Oh my God. With that team, Pep would have Liverpool playing insanely well. I'm not sure, just because I think the City team is worse, I'm not sure what Klopp would do to get the City team playing well, maybe more motivated. I don't know, I'm kind of so used to the way they're fit in now to their structures. I'm going to say a Pep-coached Liverpool would beat a Klopp-coached Manchester City. FIFA Flash, have City made a mistake in the transfer window by not buying a left-back? Yes. Like I just mentioned, when Benjamin Mendy isn't fit, I don't think they've got much cover. The guy whose friend got wrecked by Amu Bot, what a name. Bayern signed two of the biggest talents in Europe with Kouassi and Thiago Dantas for a bargain. The scouting team is so good. What's your opinion on those new signings? Will they make it? So, Tanguy Kouassi, who I believe is Tanguy Nianzou now, is a very, very good centre-back. Made 6 appearances for PSG, was very highly thought of both in the PSG youth system and the French national team youth systems as well. And I think it speaks volumes that when an 18-year-old like he is, I'd say advised not to sign a contract extension at PSG, right? Champions League runners-up, PSG. He's advised not to sign because he has that good at options when he's a free agent. Normally, if you're 18, even if you're a very good player, you take the offer that's on the table, especially from a big club like PSG, because it's guaranteed money, you're guaranteed football and development earlier in your career. Obviously, it won't normally happen to best players, but you know, what if he was like, I'm going to leave the club PSG, I think I'm better, and then every other club was like, you're not really. Then technically, you're not even a footballer anymore. So he's got some balls. He's obviously got some quality if he knows that he can turn down PSG, leave on a free, and someone will come in. The fact that Bayern did obviously shows he's a big talent. With Thiago Dantas, they signed him from Benfica. I think he goes into the Bayern second team, like the development squad. A very good player at youth level. It's almost impossible. As much as he's such a good player, it's difficult to tell how good he will go on and be. Nathan Sam said, having not signed anyone, do you think Real Madrid are one of the favourites of the Champions League? It's a rather interesting one because they haven't signed anyone. But domestically, they had a good season, they had a good start to the season, and, you know, let's not write off Zinedine Zidane. I get the feeling that Real Madrid have the potential to go far in the Champions League in terms of their attacking talent, their game-winning ability. I just think we don't see it enough. I'm not sure Rodrigo and Vinicius are the completed article just yet. I'm not sure Odegaard is the world-beating level that you should be if you're at Real Madrid to win a Champions League. He's very good, Odegaard, and we need to give him time. Not sure he's at the level yet. Can Karim Benzema carry the team? Because Eden Hazard certainly isn't. James Rodriguez and Bale have left the club. Isco doesn't really look up to it anymore either. Luka Jovic, he's staying. For all intents and purposes, he's not going to be following them to a Champions League. I think they've got enough in them to grind out results and win La Liga like they did last season. I'm not sure they've got almost the firepower to go and beat such extraordinary teams like the ones who make it far in the Champions League. I think it's a little bit difficult. Özil Dardia said, do you think Thomas Partey will shine at Arsenal? Does everyone expect him to? Or might end up being a failure move? I think he'll be fantastic. And I'm very jealous that Arsenal signed Thomas Partey. I think 50 million for a 27-year-old who's in his prime, fantastic defensively, box to box, an absolute engine, gets forward really well, fantastic passer, really good at breaking up the play, can do everything, make the players around him better as well, and he's so experienced at Champions League level. To tick all those boxes for 50 million is phenomenal. I think it's such a good signing from Arsenal. I'd be amazed if he flopped. If he did flop, I'd start to question it. Sorry, I wouldn't question. It would make me believe even more stronger that the Premier League is the best league. Because if Thomas Partey is so fantastic and so good for, the third best team in La Liga, and then he flops in the 6th best team in the Premier League, I'm starting to think the Premier League is a lot stronger than we originally thought. But yeah, he's a very good signing. Right, let's move on to a few more. Ooh, Pal Streamer said, what are your favourite movies of all time? We're mixing it up in this week's Q&A, because we've still got, let me double check, about 7 and a bit minutes. Favourite movies of all time. I've watched a few movies recently that I loved as a kid, and they don't hold up 20 years later. Terrible. Good Will Hunting's a favourite of mine. That's awesome. That is a great film. Robin Williams is fantastic. Right, next up, Angela Reyes has said, I think it was a good thing Sancho's deal with Manchester United didn't happen, as you would be going to a side that's worse than Dortmund. Man U would have also lost, as they wouldn't have enough money for defenders in the winter transfer window. That's a really good point, and I think that's where it comes down to Manchester United having a strategy in the transfer market as well. Because right wing was obviously a bit of a pain point for them, because a 17-year-old Mason Greenwood, who technically is a striker as well, was starting every single game towards the back end of last season. It's clear they needed a right midfielder, But now I'm kind of tending to agree with you there, Angel, that maybe defence is a little bit more important. Maybe they need to prioritise the signing of another centre-back. I know they brought in Alex Telles on deadline day, which is a great deal. So you're looking at Telles. I know everyone's hating on Maguire, but you don't just drop the captain in an £80 million signing. I'm not sure Lindelof and Bayern much better either. Smalling's obviously gone. You're looking at Telles, Maguire, somebody, and Wan-Bissaka. That somebody, that centre-back for me needs to be prioritised. Will obviously cost less than Sancho, because no centre-back's costing 120 million, whatever Dortmund wanted. Needs to be prioritised, because going forward they've got some good players who, when on form, the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Pogba and Martial and Rashford are really good players. They might have been out of form, but they are fantastic talents. I think for the 120 million, you could probably get a quality centre-back and a right winger. Put it this way, let's just take two other transfers from the window. Let's take Ruben Dias from Manchester City, who's around 60 million, and Diogo Jota, that Liverpool signed from Wolves. Both of them together would have cost around or a little bit less than 100 million. There's your Sancho money straight off the bat. Obviously, they can't sign those two now from City and Liverpool, but similar players of that ilk, both of them would have fixed two problems. Not as well as Sancho, but certainly they'd be more of a stable team, I think. Next up, someone has said, do you think Everton can keep their form throughout the season? I think so. I think they can keep their form. I'm not going for top four for Everton. It would be an extraordinary achievement for them to reach that kind of level. Oh, hold up, Ryan. I'm going to have to make a cut there. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I had to pause it. Someone was at the door. We've still got 4 minutes to go. So let's get straight back into it. Start. Right. Let's take a look through. Dev Vidit, talking about Manchester United a lot, you guys in the comments, saying, hey Matt, do you think if Cavani fails to fill expectations, Man U should recall Cristiano for a season, give him the number 7 shirt and hand it over to Sancho? What makes you think Man United can recall Cristiano? He's not out on loan. I'm sure they've tried plenty of times to call him up and say come back. That's not going to happen. Can't see Ronaldo returning to Manchester United. He's very much Ronaldo always has his career path in his head. He's very ambitious. He's a very forward-thinking guy. I can't see... It doesn't really fit in, I feel like, of him to take a step back. He's got nothing else to prove in England. I can't see him returning. But yeah, they'll probably hand the 7 shirt to Sancho if he does join. Okay, there's a few more. Right. Noah said, could Özil make a comeback with a patient manager and a good sports psychologist? I'm not sure it's psychologist. I just don't think... I think that Arteta, this is almost a power move and it's working. You know, he's saying, I don't care what you've done for the club. I don't care how much money you're on or who you think you are or who you thought you were. If you're not putting in the effort in training, you're not going to play the games. Arteta set the precedence for it. Özil doesn't want to match the levels of commitment required. So he's going to sit on the bench. Right, next up, let's look at... Pika Rocky said, Matt, what are your thoughts on the Minecraft cave update? I haven't played Minecraft in quite a few years, but thanks for all the non-football related questions, because they do get rather interesting from time to time. Luke Horner said, rate these teams and their chance of winning the Euros next summer from 1 to 10. Italy. They're actually quite good. You haven't seen them at a major tournament in a few years. I'm going to go 6 for Italy. France, 9. They're my favourites to win it. Belgium, 7. England, they really need a good central midfielder. England, 6 as well, along with Italy. I'm sorry, England fans. I'm trying to be hopeful. Right, next up, Elias Skinner has said, what were the best and worst deadline day signings? As a Bayern fan, I'm not exactly thrilled we signed Eric Choupo-Moting. How are you not thrilled you signed Eric Choupo-Moting? Also, as a Bayern fan, there were better ones, like Douglas Costa also came in. That's a pretty good signing. Bunasar, he's a good backup, I guess. Who are the best and worst on deadline day? I think Alex Telles is a great signing for Manchester United. He's a great player. United desperately needed him, and he's an immediate upgrade on Luke Shaw in the starting 11. So that's a fantastic signing. One of the worst, I will actually agree with you. I think it's Choupo-Moting. You know, it's sort of the same thing at PSG. He'll come into the team, he'll play up front, and because Bayern are so good and so dominant, over the course of 30-odd games in the league season, he'll pitch him with a few goals here and there. Because yeah, they're so dominant, they create so many chances. It's not like he has to create anything himself or drag a team up or be the focal point of a team. He's the guy who's just going to stand there and finish off the chances. The perfect example was PSG's, was it the quarterfinals against Atalanta? Neymar and Mbappe did all the work, all the running, and Choupo-Moting was like, thank you, I'll write my name in the history books. Nice little tapping. Excellent. Right, we're heading into the last minute, so I'll get a few more of these done. God, a lot of you talk about the same stuff. I mean, that's obviously the popular teams, but yeah. Who would you have as England's centre-halves? There's a big hole leading up to the team for Euro 2021. Love from Jamaica. This is Swift Roms. Honestly, I don't know. Every time I think an English centre-half's doing okay, they turn out to be not so good. Maguire, nah. Michael Keane, Tarkowski, yeah, he's all right. John Stones, a bit, who else is in that team? I'm probably forgetting one or two. When they play a back three, Trippier's not exactly ideal in that position. Ben Godfrey signed for Everton, but I'm not sure he's good enough just yet. I'm probably missing one or two. I think England are so far, their centre-backs are so far from that Ferdinand Terry level. Same with midfielders, so far from the Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard level that that's the weak point for England. Marwan Ali said, was Federico Chiesa to Juventus a good move? Yes, I think he's a top talent. I think Juventus needed some younger players in that position. They got rid of Douglas Costa, and this is a fantastic deal. And that is the last question. Unless I can find a good little one to finish up on. Yeah, let's do it. We can run a little bit longer. Okay, Risa Ruko said, Matt, what would you do if Tottenham got relegated? I would give up football altogether. No, just kidding. I would still support Tottenham, of course. You're with your club through thick and thin. I'm a Spurs fan since I was a tiny little kid, and I will be until the day I die, regardless of their team, of their players, or which league they play in. Anyway, that is all. I will hit the stop button. Just a little bit over 50 minutes. Sorry, producer Ryan. And that is all. But thank you so much, as always, for all your questions. Remember, every single Wednesday night in the YouTube community tab is where you can leave your questions for myself, who's doing it alone, or when me and Angelina are here. Or if I'm off, Angelina, I'm sure, will be in as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the thumbs up button to leave a like. Also, hit the subscribe button because we've got so much content coming up on OneFootball with the insanely packed footballing schedule. Anyway, that's all from me today. Make sure you check everything else we've got going on OneFootball by clicking here or here. And until next time, I will see you guys later.